Hey guys, welcome to the Dead Romantics podcast, where we talk about how romance has died, but how us lasting romantics have looked to romance books to survive. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Tiana, and today we're going to be talking about The Beautiful and the Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
And what a book it is to talk about.
I have a lot of opinions.
I have also a lot of opinions on this.
Yeah.
But before we start, I would just like to give a quick little shout out to why we chose this book this week. And just giving a little quick shout out to my future husband, Gerald. Happy birthday. It's my man's birthday today, guys. So, go wish him a happy birthday. And if we don't stand Gerald, it's fine. You don't have to, but I do. So, period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. Also, the Beautiful and Damned album was freaking fantastic when actually reading the book and now listening to that music. Top 10. Top 10 album. But back to the book. Sorry for my little intermission.
Yeah. Do you want to start off?
Yeah. Okay. So, fun fact about this book. So, I just want to give a little history lesson about this.
Go
So,
ahead.
if you guys aren't super book nerds, like low key me, I am a fan of F. Scott Fitzgerald and all of the kind of culture, I guess you could say, that kind of surrounds him, like what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like the scandals that surround him, like whether or not it's really his work or his wife's mental health, like all the craziness that ensued, his own life, like that story is wild. So I am kind of a little bit of a nerd when it comes to that. And so me being a nerd, looked into this book, and basically the Beautiful and Damned is the closest book to his actual life, which we will get more into as we discuss the book and certain similarities that are within it. But yeah, so basically this book follows Anthony Patch and Gloria Patch, right, his wife, of during their time during the 1920s, while also discussing what the 1920s was like with prohibition, war, and all that fun stuff. But see, no relationship is perfect because they have a cute little tumultuous, borderline psychotic relationship, which, from what I've heard, is nothing different than F. Scott's real life marriage. So yeah, I don't really know where to start. Tiana, do you want to
Yes.
add anything? Okay, go
Yes.
for it. That was
Okay.
a very strong yes.
Fair warning. I'm in a mood today, and I'm going to be blunt. Okay.
I expect nothing less.
Okay, period. The more you guys watch these episodes, the more you'll see my mood swings and just my bluntness just go off the charts. But anyway, first thing I want to talk about.
Terrible.
So in the first chapter or two, you don't meet Gloria yet. I think she's mentioned in chapter 2, but because this book is split up into 3 books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
So
like three mini books in one big
exactly.
story.
So she makes her appearance at the end of book 1 and so on,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly. Anyway, book 1 and 2 you just follow like Anthony and Richard Caramel and Maury's life a little bit. You know, you get a little bit of background, see who they are, how they are as people, whatever. When Gloria was first introduced, okay, Gloria is Richard Caramel's cousin. So Richard introduced Gloria to Anthony, right?
Mhm.
So when Anthony met her, he was like, I have to have her, I have to have her, I have to have her. When he got her, he treated her like crap.
Here's
And wait, sorry,
no, no,
sorry.
no, go, go, go.
I noticed this happens a lot even today. So men don't change.
No,
Men don't change.
literally, I annotated this book. Okay, I don't annotate my book, guys. This was the first book I decided to annotate, and boy, did I have a lot of writing in it. Because the similarities of how men still treat women like this, I was like, oh, look, another dog. I'm sorry, that's an insult to actual dogs. Because some of them are actually more loyal than men, but it's fine.
All of them are.
No, literally. But back to what you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's my first thing. That's the first thing that peeved me about Antonio Patch.
You know what
Okay?
peeved me? And I
Hmm.
thought it was so funny because I freaking knew it from the start of his character. Anthony Patch is an asshole. Like, let's
Yeah.
just talk about that. Like, he really is. And I don't even mean just like, oh, he's such a jerk. Like, no, in all senses of the fucking word,
Mhm.
Mans is an asshole. Okay? And I
Yeah.
just think it's funny that later on, like, once like that whole rose colored glass is off her eyes, as it should have been fucking long before she was 27, because I think she got married at 20, right? That's like
Mhm.
the age 2021. Took her a little bit of time to see it. That he's like weak, okay? Lazy,
No
cynical,
good.
bitch. Like that's really what it was giving. Like man, so the whole point of the book is that he literally wants his grandfather to die, right? Like this is how the whole thing starts. Because the grandfather is a millionaire, and during this time, millions of dollars was like a lot, like more than what $1 million is worth today. I wouldn't quite say billions of dollars, but I would put it high up. They were very well known. Okay. And this man is like, every sentence he's like, I just can't wait for the old man to die. Like, he needs to die. Like, I want the money. And he really thought treating his grandfather like shit was gonna get him money somehow, which I was like, at least kiss his ass. Like, if you're after all that wealth.
Well, that kind of just perfectly coincides with the asshole personality.
No, literally, like, he's just such a fucking asshole. So, excuse my language in this video, but like, this man pissed me off in this
Oh
book.
yeah, me too.
And so, yeah, so like, and his character only just gets worse throughout the novel. Like, it's never gets like, you never get that part of Anthony that's like, oh my God, like, yes, like, I can kind of see what Gloria sees in him. No, no. And I liked Gloria in the beginning because I was like a modern day feminist with her whole, I'm not getting married, I don't need a man, I don't want kids. Because during the 1920s, that was like blasphemy to say, right? Like, that was not a proper lady. That was
Yep.
not the standard. You're weird. That's not the norm. Like you're
Yeah.
a hoe. Because it's like if you're not married, then what are you doing?
Yeah. Even her mom was like, I kind of wish she would just settle down. She's always out. She's always out. And I was like, period.
No,
Live
literally.
your life.
No, literally. Like Gloria in the beginning was like who every girl should have fucking strived to be. Straight up, love that bitch.
Yeah.
Gloria in this like he literally like not to be like cheesy, but he killed her fucking sparkle because she was like dull by the end of the fucking book.
She was depressed in a terrible relationship. She couldn't even get the jacket she wanted. Because
Oh
this
yeah,
man,
the squirrel coat.
dude.
No, but okay, here's my thing. You know, so not to go too off topic real quick, but I just want to tie this in. That there was a line that she said in the book that I think just fits even perfectly today because I think more women than not kind of get into this mentality that's just it's like sad. And don't feel bad about it. Like we've all been there at one point or another. It's just getting out of it and realizing it before it gets too deep that that's like when it becomes even borderline dangerous. That
Mhm.
she was like this man could have like leopard skin or like take another woman or beat me and I would still be in love with him, right?
That was when he was off in Mississippi or wherever for.
Yeah, that's when he was right about to come back home. And my thing with that line with her was that you're talking about a woman that literally was like, I'm never gonna get married. Like, men are this, men are that. Like, she saw what men were a little bit for that time. And then to have her actually admit that in the book, that to me was like, that was her low point. That was when she just went splat, hit rock bottom. Like, that, like her admitting that. Cause it's like,
Oh, no.
and
I
it's like if you are hearing this and you're resonating, don't feel bad. Like I feel like everyone goes through that at least once. You always have that one love that's just like great that you don't want to let it go. But you just need to know when to let it go because they're not gonna change. And Anthony's a pure example of that. He only gets worse.
Anthony, okay, so like in the beginning, my first red flag was how he talked about visiting his grandpa. Now, okay, I'm very close to my grandparents. Even the ones
Same.
out of the country, I don't talk to them, but I still care about them more than anything.
Hmm.
I cannot imagine going over there, half-assing a conversation and coming back.
No, literally, like why? Like, what was
And
the point of even going? I
yeah,
can't imagine wishing them dead. Like,
no.
just that alone. I was like, you are a disgusting human being. But my red flag for Anthony was that he didn't want to work.
Oh,
I'm
I'll get into
sorry.
that in a second. I'll get
That
into
to
that in a
me, it was like, get out.
dude. It was literally pathetic.
No, literally.
It, I got secondhand embarrassment from, okay, we're gonna skip forward for a second.
Mhm.
He was looking through the newspaper for job ads, whatever. He found one to be a salesperson and sell pamphlets and bonds.
Mhm.
He, I think it was like his fifth day. He got so drunk on the job that they threatened to call the police on him.
No, literally.
I got secondhand embarrassment so bad.
I got secondhand embarrassment throughout his whole interactions in this book. It was just bad. You know what's interesting though? That so this is a little correlation to F. Scott Fitzgerald, the author. That so in the book, right, they kind of have that conversation. I don't know if they were married already or right before, but basically he's like, I don't want to work. And she's like, that's fine. Like, be you. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want you to be like authentic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't really, it didn't really dawn on her because in her mind, I really think she thought like they were going to get the money and like that would be fine. And she
Yeah.
knew he had some sort of income, right? Because he had his own apartment. He was on his own. He was financially independent for
Mhm.
that she knew of. And what I think is funny is that in F. Scott Fitzgerald's real life, his wife, Zelda, would not marry him. He fell in love with her and she would not marry him because he was broke, like he was poor and not to her standard. And basically, she only agreed to marry him after he wrote This Side of Paradise and it went gangbuster during that time period. And that's when she decided to marry him. And I just thought that was so funny that he threw in this book, which is correlated to his relationship, that she didn't care that he didn't have the status or the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Also, bringing up this side of paradise, he
Mhm.
did a little self promo
As he
in
should.
this book. Um, he was talking to Richard Caramel, one of his friends, like few years later. And Richard is he's a published author. He's apparently not that great, but he's published and some of his stuff turned into movies.
Mhm. Picture
But
films.
yeah, picture films. How cute, how dainty. Anyway, um yeah, so Richard was like, "Oh, this is like the shelf of all my works, whatever." Um and I think it was Anthony that said like, "Oh, like it's nothing like this side of paradise, but it's good." Something like that. And I
Period,
was like,
though.
period, self promo in your own book, like pop off.
No, literally. Like, pop off. Get that bag.
No, literally, yeah. But back to Anthony,
Mm.
cause he pissed me off so much.
He
Like
was
back
just a gem, wasn't he?
as
Let's
soon
talk
as
about
it.
I would like to talk about, if you're down, about the
Mhm.
scene in the train station. Because so here's the thing, Anthony and Gloria have violent fights. Like it's
Oh yeah.
stated like that in the book, but I think his definition of violent fights in the book is basically that they just go at it verbally, right?
Yeah.
Because Anthony has this cute little tendency to be overly extremely possessive and jealous of Gloria. And as the title of the book, Gloria is this depicted as this very beautiful
Mhm.
woman, right? She's very attractive, and she tends to attract a lot of male attention in the book. That's like her thing.
Mhm.
And Gloria, not that she welcomes it, but she doesn't normally say like no. Like, she takes the compliment, She's like, I am beautiful. Like, you should say that.
Yeah.
Because that's like the energy she gave throughout the whole book.
Wait, you know what I noticed? Because it was a different beauty standard back then.
Mhm.
So like if you read books now and the woman in the book is described, she's normally curvier, like
Mhm.
my curves. in this book, Gloria described herself as having a boyish figure and being
Yeah.
beautiful. I was like, the time difference, the time difference.
No,
Both
literally.
are stunning. No one's not better than the other. But I just found it really interesting that, I don't know, just like the difference in beauty standards in only
No,
like,
that was a good catch. I didn't even catch that, but that
yeah.
was, yeah, no, that is interesting. Period, Tiana, look at you. Deep reading.
Yeah.
Um, no, no, literally, I love that you caught that.
Yeah.
What's it called though? So, wait, but like, back to back to the train station because my mind, I just need to like finish my thought.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, but like literally, I am really like now. I kind of want to go back and look for that because like and annotate that because I did not catch that.
I think it's in book 2, chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Okay, I have to look.
Mhm.
I did catch that when she was like, I think it was in the first book that she got a bob cut, like a short
Mhm.
haircut, and she's like, I got it before it was in fashion. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I love how now, like bob cut, like no one really cares what hairstyles. Like in fact, it's kind of like a free for all now.
Mhm.
Like red hair, brunette hair, long, short. It's like everything's in
There's
fashion.
the best hair.
Mm,
We're all crazy and we know that, but
period, though. Period.
yeah.
No, so back to the train station. So, like I was saying, like they've had violent fights before verbally, but this is when he actually because like Mans has intruding thoughts that like he doesn't act on because he's literally said in the book in the past that he loves her so much, but sometimes he just wants to hurt her. Like he wants
Mhm.
her in pain. And then that's when I would usually annotate in the book, is that really love or is that obsession? Right? Because I really don't think, I think Anthony loved her in a sick way, but I really think in the beginning it was an obsession. It was never
Oh,
freaking love.
100%. 100%.
Because I'm sorry, like I said in the last podcast, we kind of went into this a little bit. That like you don't want to hurt the person you love. Like to me, that's just not love.
Mhm.
And like I know we kind of romanticize this whole even in like the book world, right? Like the book boyfriend world, that it's like, oh my god, he threw me against a wall and it was like so cute. But like he's so good though. Like, you know, like he gave me puppy dog eyes after and I was like, oh my god, stop, he's so cute. Even though like he broke my ribs, like it's fine.
Yeah.
So it's I feel like we kind of have like this thing of romanticizing these like really messed up men.
Yeah.
I do say that I did like what F. Scott Fitzgerald did with this scene because he said, like, he at the train station, he took her by the arm because he was really mad because he felt that he was always doing what Gloria wanted. He was like, Gloria always gets her way, I never get my way. And then he decided to act like a child and hold on to her so they couldn't leave the train station. But he was basically like crushing her arm, right? Because, like, as you said, she was depicted as a boyish figure. So you figured here's this very tiny girl and then this man who's like practically breaking her arm, holding her in the train station, and she's like crying out for him to like let go. But it's this whole scene that gets started. And then later on, like you have his thoughts because the book is written, I think third person is what it would be called, right? Like the author's telling the story. So then you get a little bit of Anthony's thoughts later, and he literally is telling himself, he's like, never again will I lay hands on her. And he doesn't throughout the book.
Mhm.
Right? Like it doesn't like still verbally abusive, still fights, still does all this stuff, but he never lays his hands on her again. And I just thought that was really interesting, although still no excuse for the verbal abuse. Because to me, abuse is abuse, whether it's physical or verbal. Like the romance was still toxic. Like it doesn't matter that you're like never again, because like you still had thoughts of hurting her later on in the book. You just happened to act on it that one time, but what was it that you weren't going to act on it again? Like you know,
Yeah.
that was my thing.
When you brought up the train station, I thought you were gonna bring up the train scene when Anthony was leaving to the military base and she
Mm.
came late. That's what I thought you were gonna bring up. Wait, can we talk about that real quick?
No, please, because that scene, I will say, not that I cried, but I got a little emotional
Yeah.
because it's
So,
like it was sad.
yeah, okay, so my thing with this scene was I think this was the scene where Anthony realized how Gloria is kind of like always there for him and
Mhm.
like she truly cares about him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he was on the train, he was leaving, Everybody else's families, wives, girlfriends were there. And Gloria, he couldn't find her in the crowd. And F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote that like they locked eyes, but it was too late because they were too far away to like say anything to each other.
Yeah, I love that line. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And then Anthony was like thinking to himself on the train ride there, like, oh, I guess I really do kind of like need her. But he doesn't say love. He says need, if I remember correctly, or
Hmm.
something along the lines of that, which makes you think like obsession or love, you know?
Was just a really sick mix of both. Because I'm not gonna discredit that he didn't love her in his own way, but
What?
it would be wrong to say that that love wasn't based on obsession, which that's not healthy. You shouldn't be fully obsessed with the person. I'm sorry. I just don't think that you should have like a full on like
No,
crazy
I agree.
obsession.
I agree.
Because it's like look at okay, so just jumping ahead a little bit, we're gonna get to Dot. Because now Anthony is in the war, right? He's in the war that's being depicted through the book.
It's
And
World War
man's
II.
was it World War Two?
Well, they brought up the Germans, so I assumed it was World War II.
But the Germans were also part of World War One, I think, too.
Then it might have been World War One because I think it was like 1913 or something like that.
Yeah, so it's like kind of in the beginning here. So this is like prohibition is I think it was World War One.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's in the war. And see, here's my thing. His biggest fear was Gloria cheating on him. But see, he has no problem doing that to her. Real cute. Yeah, he's a real bachelor, guys.
He's a 19-year-old.
Yes, Dottie. Mm. But see, Dot's a little crazy herself. See, this is where crazy calls crazy because she's a little insane. She likes she likes to play this little game of will I unalive myself today if you don't come or like should I just wait until like you do come and then maybe do it then.
Hmm.
Mm. So she likes to play that little game with him, which I think in his own way he kind of enjoyed because he always came. Like you know what I'm saying?
I think he just liked the feeling of being wanted.
No, yeah, like that. It was giving pick me. But back to Dot. Wait, where was I going with this point?
I don't know.
Wait, what were you talking about? Like, we got distracted with the war. Like,
Well, I said she was 19 and you said crazy attracts crazy.
yeah, no, crazy does attract crazy. What
Yeah,
were
and
you
you're
trying
talking
to?
about how she wants to unalive herself.
Oh, that's where I was going with it. Sorry.
You're fine.
Before I lose it again. No, so basically, Dot, like I said, has this little thing where she like likes to say that she's gonna like, leave the earth for realsies. So she in the book though, so when so he gets there, he makes this like couple with her, right? They start seeing each other. She knows of Gloria, right? She's aware, although she calls her that girl because she can't even say wife. And Dot is a little promiscuous, but she's just like loves love. Like in her mind, she's like, I was in love with all of them. But see, here's my thing. I just think, girl, if you like the pleasure of the flesh, just say that. Don't hide behind the crazy. But anyway, she makes a relationship with Anthony. And Anthony fully knows that this is just like hit it and quit it type of situation. No, Miss Girl's already planning the wedding. She's like doves are flying, wedding dresses are flowing. Anthony's my man. And so she literally like eyes twitching.
Sorry.
No, I love it. No, because I was pissed off.
Sorry.
So wait, what?
No, I was like, when I read that, I was like, what's wrong?
No, like she's nuts. So, and not that Anthony is at all innocent in it, but like she's actually like crazy, this girl. And we'll see that in a minute. So he goes, so like when his time is up, right, like they station him somewhere else, he's like, oh, I'm leaving. And he's trying to be nice about it, like breaking it off, although there's no nice way of doing it. But I guess for him being such an asshole, like I guess it was his nice way of doing this.
Yeah.
She goes, well, then I'll take a knife and I'll just like off myself now. Like, what's the point of being here? Now, mind you, I think they were only in a relationship for like, was it 2 weeks? or something like that.
Like month max.
Yeah, like it wasn't even, and I was like, girl, she like over here threatening to like off herself. And I was like, see, Anthony, that's the red flag we don't want. And yet you just invited this into your marriage. But
Dude,
that's neither.
wait. But Gloria wasn't all that innocent either.
No, not at all.
She okay. Can I explain
But
Gloria's little you finish explaining this and I'll get into Gloria.
no, I was just gonna say that Gloria was not innocent either. But Anthony just took it to the max. Because let's not forget, Mans then, because he couldn't leave Dot, decided, even though he was broke, to still pay for her house so that she could be nearby
Dude,
the boarding house.
we'll get into the money situation in a minute
He
because
had
that
enough money for that.
he has money for everything except rent, necessities,
And the
and
squirrel coat.
don't even get me started on the squirrel coat.
No,
Don't
the
get me
squirrel
started.
coat pissed everyone off.
Okay, so Miss Gloria. Miss Gloria's problem. So in the beginning, not in the beginning, like kind of in the middle of the book, characters introduced at one of the many parties Gloria and Anthony throw. Um, her name's Rachel.
Oh, this bitch.
Excuse me. Yeah, her name's Rachel. And from what I could tell from the information that I was given when I read in between the lines, I think that she's cheated on her husband many times. Many times.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway, what was it? Oh yeah, so Rachel and Anthony are being very attentive towards each other, like flirty, flirty, batting eyelashes at each other, like the whole 9 yards. And everyone's like, like, what are they doing? And Gloria was like, you're never to speak to this woman again, basically like hitting him on the nose with a newspaper, right? Not actually, but like,
She should have.
yeah, but we don't condone violence anyway. Anyway, yeah, so he's like, she said, like, you're never to speak to this woman again, blah, blah, blah. She wasn't invited to any more parties, so on and so forth. And then he goes away to Mississippi, wherever he was. Gloria runs into Rachel. She's like, hey, girlie, how are you?
Like my bestie.
Not really. But, Gloria and Rachel make up because they're like talking about how both their husbands are in the war, yada yada yada. And Rachel's like, girlie, you know what? I know 2 soldiers that are going off to war. We're gonna make them feel at home before they go.
Oh, she makes him feel at home.
Well, Miss Rachel makes one really feel at home. I was like, damn. Pop off, girlie.
No, period. That was her Fleet Week.
Fleet Week is gonna be interesting anyway.
We hope.
So we'll mention it. We'll bring it up next episode.
Oh yeah. No, if there's tea to spill, guys, we will spill the tea.
Oh yeah. We'll tell you all the spots to go to.
Period.
Well, Caitlin will. I'll tell you where all the food trucks are.
Period.
Anyway, they go to Rachel's apartment, the 2 officers, and then Gloria and Rachel, obviously. Gloria quickly realizes that, like,
down.
Yeah. And Gloria's like, I'm gonna go home. Because Rachel was like, oh girl, you could, spend the night, I'll give you some stuff to use, implying that she would sleep with the other officer. Because Officer Wolf was with Rachel, and then I'm gonna call him Officer Drunk, was supposed to be with Gloria. So Officer Wolf and Rachel are like sucking face, okay? There's no pretty way to put that.
No, but it's true.
And Gloria's like, side eye, honey, your husband's at war, you know, like, what is he doing, girly? And Gloria's like, "You know what? Thanks for the offer. Thanks for letting me stay over, but it's getting late. I gotta go." In the cab, Gloria's like, "Oh, why didn't he even offer for me to come home with him?" You know? And then she goes, I think she said like she regrets not kissing him or something like that.
No, she said how common. That she was like peasant. Which I'm telling I loved Gloria for certain moments, but I was like, girl, you needed to get your life together.
Mhm. Cause her husband's sleeping around, so she might as well sleep around. Actually, no, that's bad advice. Don't do that, girlies.
No,
Leave
literally.
them. Leave
Yeah,
them to
just leave
sleep
them.
around.
It's so much worse. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Quick little advice. You leaving them is gonna hurt 10 times more than you sleeping with someone that they know. And I know that might not make sense or that might not sound correct, but I'm telling you, if you have value in yourself, you're gonna be like, my presence, just be narcissistic, okay? My presence not being there is more of a punishment than me just sleeping with someone just to get revenge because I don't even need to do that.
Yeah.
No. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, okay, leave them. See, I don't know if this is bad advice or good advice. I'm in a blunt mood today, YOLO. Leave them. Leave them. I'm not Caitlin's 1000% right. Leave them. But you also need to remember men are visual creatures. Make sure he sees you flirting with his best friend.
Oh yeah, no, you don't have to be completely like I'm not doing it. Like no, make them jelly, but like you don't have to go the full extent.
Period.
You don't gotta get naked.
Punto. I totally.
Unless you want to. I mean, then pop off.
Yeah. You do you, girlies.
No, literally, there's
You do
war out
you.
here. Like me in these trenches,
I remember the trenches.
girl. You do not want to be in these trenches.
No. No, I love
It's
my life.
actually fucked out here,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
fine.
I love my mans. My man. Yeah. Anyway.
I love my man. It's his birthday today.
Jeezy.
Jeezy.
Jeezy, listen.
That's a book boyfriend. I'm surprised no one's written a book based off him. Like, it's fine.
Wattpad girly.
No, literally. Literally. Dude, like he's
All of the book girlies were Wattpad girlies at one point.
Oh
Don't lie
yeah.
to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You know who you are.
Wattpad girlies and the true ones, like the real hardcore Tumblr girlies. If you know, you know.
Oh, yeah. That was a time. The time I had.
Literally. Like, I feel like this the content on there was like top tier.
No. It was out of pocket, low key. But the girls who know, know. And
Yeah,
that's
like
all.
the ones who get it really get it. Like
Stop. No. Anyway, back to the freaking The Beautiful and the Damned, because if we get into Wattpad and all that fun stuff, we're gonna be here all night. So
no, literally. There's so much to unpack on that.
that'll be its own episode. It's fine.
No, literally.
Yeah.
But I do have one question for you. Well, we're
Mhm.
just on this topic.
Mhm.
What was your first Wattpad read?
I don't know if I want to admit that or not.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna put you on the spot. I'm not gonna put you on the
Wait,
spot. She's like debating her whole life. She's like,
I'm like, like something internet footprint, whatever it's called. Not carbon footprint, but like whatever. It's fine. It was Sam and Colby, but specifically Colby.
no, he's cute. Like I get
Ladies, hold on. Cause I've been in love. Listen, if by some off chance Colby Brock sees this, I love you.
no period.
I love you. I've loved you since I was in 7th grade. I've loved you for 8 years. I've loved you for 8 years. I remember everything. Okay, from Vines to the YouTube videos to the Drunk Truth or Dare to the haunted videos. I remember everything. I remember when you got your first tattoo. Everything.
No period though.
But anyway, I found my personal favorite photo of Colby Brock today on the gram. And I just feel like all the Colby Brock girlies need to see it. Like I turned bright red. Like I'm literally turning red right now. This is the photo. I died when I saw this. I was like, "Where's my inhaler?" Like, do you see this? Do you see that?
No, he's good looking. He's cute.
I
No period.
kisses.
Pop off. Pop off.
Anyway, sorry, that's my little Colby
I
Brock
love
kid.
that was the first person. Oh, no.
Anyway, oh wait, I forgot I admitted that. Anyway,
Yay.
it's been a day, guys. It's been a day. Anyway, what was your first one?
Lord. I as well. Wait, did you say you started Wattpad 7th grade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I as well did too.
Shocking, another similarity.
No, literally. But you know what's funny is that I did not know what Wattpad was. And so I was in the locker room in gym, and these girls were squealing in the corner, and they're like, oh my god, oh my god. And I was like, what's up? And they're like, oh my god, like there's this app that like you type in a celebrity's name and you can read like stories on them. Did not know what fan fiction was. They were like, no, it's fan fiction. I was like, what is that? And she showed me one of the Dolan twins. We're throwing it back. And fun fact, I've never, like, I always thought they were cute, but it wasn't, like, really, like, my thing, like, you know? But the way I consume that fan, I was like, period. I was like, Grayson? I was like, you looking a little too fine there, buddy. You look a little too fine.
You want to know something?
What?
You're gonna die.
No, probably.
I don't think I've ever told you this either. So, my local Walmart is their local Walmart as well.
Oh, period.
And I missed them at my local Walmart by 1 hour.
Stop. Wait, so we both have experiences with missing people in our towns. Fun fact, you know, we all know Bryce Hall. Okay, so now I am an OG Bryce Hall fan. I'm not a fan anymore. I gotta be honest, but I was with this like when he first, like when he was on freaking You Now. Do you remember that app? Like I was watching those videos, dude. Hold on, because I can't even. I'm dying inside. So this man, like, consumed like every day after 7th grade, I would like run home and be like, "No, gotta jump on the You Now." Like, period. I cannot believe I'm admitting this on the internet, but it's fine. But I have been a fan. Like, I'm talking like when he was with Mikey Barone. Do you remember him? Yeah, no, we're throwing it back. These dudes traveled and they came into my town.
Why?
I don't know why, but they stopped in my town for whatever. I was dying to go, but the thing, it was like snowing. It had been like a really bad snowstorm. So my parents were like, we're not gonna drive you. Like in the snow. Meanwhile, it's literally down the block from me, but I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just cry about it.
Walked.
Dude, it was like 9 o'clock at night. Like my little 13-year-old ass. Dude, I was so pissed out because like, and then like the girls at my school like took pictures of him, and I was like, pop off, like all of you pop off. That was top tier content. So I missed Bryce Hall. I was like, damn.
Was it like a moment where like you just tap through everyone's Snapchat stories and they all had a picture with
Yeah,
Well, yeah, same thing with me.
it's fine.
Anyway,
It's fine. I'm
also,
emotional here.
pause. Sorry. For a minute, my local Walmart was also Kevin Jonas's local Walmart.
Oh, pop off. That's a win right there.
And like the mall that's closest to me, we've seen Joe and Kevin make appearances at
No,
that mall.
period.
Anyway, sorry, subtle flex. It's
Dude,
fine.
I had a friend who saw Kevin at a Starbucks, which I'll tell you after this video because I'm not trying to give the location. But like at a very local Starbucks that even you would be like, damn.
Wait, is it the Starbucks that we went to together?
No, but it's the one across on the opposite side.
Oh, I think I know which one you're
Yeah.
talking about. That one?
Yeah, like the tiny one. I was like,
At least go to like the new bougie one.
but apparently like that's like the Starbucks he goes to. Yeah, I was a little surprised by that too, but I was like, period. I was like, the way I would have flipped. I was a Jonas fan, girly. I was a Jonas fan, girly. Okay, I had the notebooks, the freaking folders. Like Walmart was that place.
Yeah, for real. For real. Dude, I was a Joe Jonas stan when
Same.
Camp Rock came out.
Stop because the hair. It was the hair for me. I was like,
It's
that'll
like
do
the
it.
straightened.
With the white pants. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, sir. I was like,
And
sir.
the vest
Yes. No,
over
it was
like
like,
a t-shirt.
yep.
Peak style for 2009.
No, literally, I was like, sir, you're giving slut. And you're doing it in the best way possible.
Wait, you know who else was like I was obsessed with? Sunny with a Chance. I think his name was Chad.
Oh, yes, I
Sterling Knight.
loved
Sterling
yes.
Knight.
Stop because I love the movie he did. Oh God, what was the name of the movie? I'm literally obsessed with that movie too.
Starstruck?
Yes. Dude, I watch that movie at least once a month still. Like I'm almost
Me
20 years old
too.
and I still consistently watch that movie.
I have that entire soundtrack on Spotify liked.
No, I listen to it in the car. I'm like, period.
Um, Something About the Sunshine.
Yes, I
I
love
know every single word to that
or I Could
song.
Be Your Hero or something like that, that one song.
Don't even get me started. I'm not gonna break out in song today, guys. I'll spare you.
No.
But tomorrow in the car, that's what I'm listening to.
No, literally.
It's okay.
Dude, I'm obsessed with that movie. Like I literally still watch that movie till this day.
That's my depression movie.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That will do it. That's my depression movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, my depression movies range. We go from Disney to like Peaky Blinders real quick, but it's fine.
Yo. Peaky Blinders though. I just
Wait,
watched
did you
the
watch
first
it?
episode.
Oh, you watched the first episode?
Episode 1. I don't even think I got through the entire thing because I had to go run errands, do big girl
Oh,
things.
girl, me and you are not the same. When I started that literally low key as a joke because I was like, because my dad had been telling me to watch it, and I literally was like, I'm not watching it. One night I got so freaking bored. I was like, freak it. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'll just watch it. I got class tomorrow, but it's fine. Like, I'll just watch it. I'm probably not going to finish it because it's probably going to be boring. Let me know why I stayed up till 7 in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. I had to be at, thank God, I had a late class. I think I had like a 1 o'clock. So I kind of took like a cat nap. 7 o'clock in the morning. I got through, I think, almost the entire season. No, it hit hard. It hit hard.
Pop off.
Cillian Murphy?
Respect. But like damn.
No, it was an obsession. Like, I fucking love that show. Every season. It only got better. It only got better. Freaking Thomas Shelby? Yes. Just like, no, yes.
Who's like the big guy?
Like, in like terms of status or in terms of like height?
Height.
The older brother Arthur? That he's like psycho?
Yeah, but he's like hot.
I can't imagine you thinking Arthur's hot. No
I'm
offense.
gonna
Wait.
Google it. You could.
Because Thomas Shelby, he's small. Dude, he's 5'7" in real life. That man is not 5'7" in that show. In my head, he's 6'4". Because he gives off big energy in all senses. If you know, you know.
Alfie.
Alfie. Oh, wait. Hold on. Can I see a picture real quick?
It's Tom Hardy. That's a terrible photo.
Oh, yeah. No, man's is. It's giving attractive. Don't mind my dog crying in the background.
It's okay. My dog's about to start crying too because she has separation anxiety.
No,
Anyway,
literally.
back to The Beautiful and the Damned.
Yeah.
I would like to bring up how money is a consistent thing in this
Mhm.
lovely book. So, like we said, it started off like he wanted money from his grandfather. When he noticed his grandfather getting sick and forgetting, he was like I would be worried. Like if that was my grandma, he didn't question it. He's like, "Okay, bye, bitch."
No, literally. He didn't care for anyone but himself. Like he is a true narcissist.
Hmm.
Like he only cares about himself. That whole thing, oh, I care for Gloria. No, you don't. Because a man who cares about someone wouldn't cheat on them
Period.
or try and take job opportunities away from them. Because let's talk about her wanting to be an actress and him shitting all over it. Yeah,
When
I'll bring
she
that up.
cried when she got the news, she was like, "This is my 29th birthday gift."
No, literally.
I cried. I was like, "Gloria, sweetheart."
Love her.
Anyway. Oh, you guys are gonna hear like water now. I'm sorry ahead of time. Um, anyway, back to money. So basically for the second half of the book, I would say, is when money started getting tight. Tight.
Yeah.
Because in the first quarter, first half, he was living by himself. He only had to worry about rent and his food.
Mm-hmm.
So all the bonds that he got, he would sell them for $600, and that was his income monthly. So he didn't have a care in the world.
No.
When he got married, he thought he could still do that. But you can't.
No.
That
No.
it doesn't work like that, sweetie. So he was like, "Oh, it's going to be tighter, but I still don't want to work. I'll wait for my grandpa to drop dead." So when they got married, they started partying with friends a lot, and at the time alcohol was illegal, so it was super expensive to get. So they're wasting all their money on partying, alcohol, and everything that comes with it, and now budget is getting tighter.
Can I also just add a quick point
Go ahead.
to when you said how, like, when he got married and, like, now he has to pay for her stuff? This low key starts its own theme of his resentment towards Gloria, which plays a vital and huge role in this whole book
Mhm.
because everything is always her fault
Yeah. Mans can't doesn't have any accountability.
at all. But as you were saying,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And then, like I said, he still doesn't want to get a job. God forbid this man doesn't get wasted for a night and like gets up early, eats a good breakfast, and goes out looking for a job like everyone else.
No, he can't handle it.
No, lazy bum. Anyway, he continues to live this lifestyle, and when they got married, they lived in the apartment, in Anthony's apartment for a while.
Hmm.
And then they were renting another place outside of the city. I forgot the name of the town. I
Which I
think,
didn't understand that because I feel like for them too, I was like, why are you in the country?
yeah, like I was like, you guys are partiers. Like they just brought the party to them. Like
No, literally.
the wasted money for no reason. Anyway, so now they were paying rent for that, and they paid rent for that just for a summer, and then they moved back to Anthony's apartment. So I don't know, the person that owns the house, sent them a thing asking them if they wanted to renew their lease or whatever. And they just left it on the kitchen table. I was a little confused at this part as to exactly what happened, but somehow it was like, yes, we want to renew our lease.
They got
Sent it to
drunk.
him. Yeah, they did it drunk.
Yeah, they sent
Yeah,
it drunk.
you're right. You're right.
And I'm like,
So,
oh.
dude, I was like, how drunk do you have to be to do that?
You fill out a whole lease form.
I know, like I feel like that takes a little bit of
concentration.
Right.
What is it?
Yeah. I don't know. Beyond it's just them. That's the problem. It's them. Anyway,
They're both
so
damned.
yeah, literally. Anyway, they send out this lease, and now Anthony's pissed because he has to give up his beautiful apartment with the beautiful bathroom where he could stare at freaking beautiful goddesses while he is in the bathtub. Anyway, so they sell his apartment. They move to the house. Money is tight again. He doesn't want to get a job again. He's still partying, spending money on alcohol
What a plot.
again.
Like, what a plot twist.
I know, shock. So yeah, he just like kind of screws their financial situation over with his alcoholism and the lack of motivation to get a job. So eventually, when that lease ends, they move back to the city in a different apartment. I think they moved to the plaza or something.
Yes. The Plaza or the Ritz? No. No, I think was it the Ritz for like a little bit?
Yeah, I think it was the Ritz.
Because the Plaza was where she stayed before she was married.
Yeah. You're right, So they stayed at the Ritz. And they're struggling and Gloria's like, "Dude, you need to get a job. Like this is ridiculous." Sorry if you hear that. So we love a good shower. So anyway, um he's like, "No, I'm not going to get a job yet. We could sell more bonds." And Gloria's like, $600 a month is not enough. And, it just gets worse and worse. And towards the end of the book, oh, also in the background of all of this, when his grandpa dies, they go to court. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're great.
They go to court. My mom's so cute. She just like popped her head. They go to court for to fight for part of the house or something like that, so they get money for it.
Mm-hmm. The estate.
Yeah, so Anthony's kind of hoping that comes in for years. And instead of getting the job, he's just waiting for this money.
Like a lazy bitch.
Yeah, I feel like I just went on a whole tangent, but
No, but like it's worth going onto a tangent for.
yeah, like instead of just getting a job, knowing it's temporary, or you know, having some extra income.
Well, he tries that sales job.
Yeah,
Which
but
just goes awful.
I don't
Because he
even
got
know.
drunk. Same
No.
thing. He gets drunk and ruins it for himself.
Yeah, and then he's thinking, "Oh, Gloria's fault."
Yeah, like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Just like she should have been with what was his name? Joseph Blokeman,
Blockman, yeah.
or that he changes his name to Joe Black. Like that's who she should have been with. Okay, the older man, the
Yeah.
stable man.
Not a narcissist,
No,
actually.
literally, he could have given her a whole ass future. Like, and I was always surprised because for someone of her personality, because she always thought she was the most beautiful woman in the room and had all this charisma and wanted never to be bored. Like, you literally had a whole ass movie producer wanting you to be in his movies, swooning, okay, swooning after you. And you're all like, no, I'll take the crazy one.
Well, she had a thing with him before she met Anthony. Remember, like,
Mhm.
when they first started dating or seeing each other, they went for a little bit, then they stopped. While they stopped, she saw Joe Black.
Yeah, no.
And then she went back with Anthony. I was like, girly.
And this also just shows women, we have options. Do not sell yourself short. Just because that relationship might feel good in the moment, is it gonna feel good a couple months down the line?
Probably no.
Probably not. But look at Joe Black. Stable,
No.
financial, good man. Because he's still willing to help her.
Anyway, this book really pissed me off.
There's a oh, I'm sorry, I was just gonna say something real quick.
No, go
There's a
ahead.
song, I feel like it's a 1980 song. I don't know the name, but there's a line in it that goes, "Are you gonna run to the one you love, or are you going to go to the one who loves you?" Right? And I feel like Gloria should have asked herself this question. Because it's like, was the one that you love really worth going to? Or should you have gone to the one who loves you? Did Anthony love you?
No.
Questions.
See, for a man as possessive and controlling as Anthony, you would think he want to be that possessive and controlling over his life. But for some reason, he couldn't get his shit together.
That was the piece that I think was missing from his character. Because it's like, if you're gonna write a character that uptight and that, like, he should have been that way, like you said, like about his entire life.
Yeah.
But it's like, where was that charisma?
Yeah. I don't know. But can we talk about like the ending of the book? Can we do that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so remember Little Miss Dottie? Dot? Dorothy?
Little Miss Crazy?
Yeah. So she decides to take a little visit to New York to visit who
Welcome
wants
to
to
New
love.
York. In the words of Taylor Swift.
I don't think she was welcomed, but
She made herself.
so surprise, surprise. Um, the Patch family finally gets their time in court, and Anthony is too drunk to make an appearance in court, so Gloria goes for him. Gloria goes, she comes back. When she comes back, she sees Dot in the apartment with Anthony. Anthony attempted to throw a chair at her, at Dot. Passes out in the process because he's too drunk. Dot leaves.
Can't even
You
do that
know,
right.
yeah, and they got the money from the loan or from the inheritance or from the will. That's the word, the will. They get the money, but Anthony ends up alone because Gloria left his sorry ass.
And to tie back with the author F. Scott Fitzgerald, he later on in life actually ended up a drunk and alone in a hotel room and basically essentially died by himself, drunk,
Yeah,
alone, and I think broke, if I'm not wrong. Anthony
yeah,
really foretold his future there for a little bit.
yeah. So, okay, so the person who originally inherited from the will,
Mhm.
Shuttleworth, he killed himself. He,
This book just had tragedy all over the place, dude.
yeah.
Like
I,
there's a couple deaths in this book. Trigger warning, by the way.
yeah. It's really messed up. Like, it's really dark. Like, I feel like if
Yeah,
you wrote this in a modern way, it would be considered a dark romance.
a little bit, yeah.
Like, because, okay, fair warning when you read this book, okay, it is very wordy. It is wordy, it's descriptive, and it's longer than it should be, in my
Very
opinion.
long-winded. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, there were points in the book where I was like, shut up, get to the point. It got very good towards the end when, like, the climax actually started
Started hitting.
climaxing. Yeah, but the beginning was slow and wordy. I felt like a dump of information. I feel like there were details. Like, I feel like days could have been taken out of this and you still could have gotten the full story, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Because this book takes
1000%.
place over what, like 10 years almost? Like 8 to 10 years,
Yeah.
something like that. And you could have taken a good chunk of this book out and still understand the whole story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. How do you feel?
No, I definitely agree. I think it was definitely, like you said, wordy. I would also just say it was just very long-winded. Like his explanations, I feel like he just added more, like you said, wordy than he needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. The book was good. It was a good book.
I loved it. I would say that it's one of my not maybe not top favorites, but I would say it's a favorite. I did love the book.
I would give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Like, I wasn't crazy about it, but it was good.
I'm gonna give it a solid. I would give it an 8, 8.5. I thought it was pretty good, except for the fact of it being long-winded. And just, I will say, after reading a classic, and I hate saying this because I feel like it makes me feel like an uncultured swine, but after reading a classic novel where there's no like spicy, I'm like, give me a spicy. Because it's
And
like there
next,
is no ring a ding ding, no one's
yeah.
ringing other bells. Like,
Where's the spice?
where's the choking scene?
Like, okay, wait. There was like one part of this book where it was like a little frisky, and I was shocked that they put it in because like books of this time, it was very uncommon for things to be said like this. But when Gloria was writing him a letter while he was in the army, she I don't think she ever sent it though. She was like, I can't wait until I could kiss the spot on the back of your neck that you like, or something like that. I was like,
Oh,
Gloria,
yes. No,
Gloria,
yes, I had to do a double take. I was like, damn, girl, look at you writing your little smut novel to your man.
Pop, wait, little history lesson. A lot of women wrote stuff like that to their men at war. Like it was very popular
Mm-hmm.
to write little dirty notes to each other, dirty letters.
As you
I
should.
I was like, you know what, girl, these pop off.
Can we bring writing letters back? Can we make that a norm in dating society?
Pause. I love my boyfriend. He's amazing. I can't lie. But there's one thing that he doesn't understand. When it comes to writing cards for like Valentine's Day and like birthday, he does it, but it's not consistent, right? And I'm like his name is Mark, but I call him Meme. I'm like, Meme, you do realize that like the card is low-key a little bit more important than the gift? And he's like, I never knew that. Oh my God, I didn't realize it was that important to you. I was like, yeah, and now he does it. But I was like,
Yeah.
men don't get it. They don't
No,
they
they
don't get
don't.
it.
Like, dude, I want the no. I want the no.
Yeah. Even if it's on a little crumpled little piece of receipt paper, I want the
Honestly,
no.
it's cute. No,
Yeah.
literally. They just don't, no comprehension of it.
No, because
Dude,
men
I
are
want
visual
letters. Like, like back then, like before phones, like 30 years ago, the historic era.
30
Like,
years ago. Really?
no, literally. What's it called? Like, dude, women would have like boxes full of letters from their boyfriends. Like, dude, where's my box of letters? Like, I want letters.
Listen. This okay, advice for the girlies, okay? I'm gonna be adjusting my camera a lot because the ADHD is kicking in. But when you have a boyfriend, do not expect them to know what you want. Don't. They should know the basics, like respect, like obviously get some kind of gift, flowers, Valentine's Day, birthday, whatever. But if you want something specific that's not so obvious to the guys, just ask. And
Hmm.
because then they'll like if they actually want to do it because they know it's going to make you happy, they'll do it and they'll remember it. But if you keep asking and they're not doing it, that's not a you problem. That's a them problem, and they're not doing it because they don't want to, and that's a whole different issue. Then I'm
That's
sure
fine.
you can assume how that goes down. But there's nothing wrong in asking for what you want. And like I know there's this trend on TikTok and like the internets that are like I want him to get me flowers, but I don't want to ask for flowers. I actually recommend asking for flowers, but you shouldn't have to ask every single time you get flowers. Ask once. Be like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I like flowers. Would you mind getting me flowers? When you ask, they should make a mental note that you like flowers. So if they want to get you flowers, they will get you flowers after that one ask. But if they don't do it, just not to do it, that's a them problem, not a you problem.
No,
I don't know.
literally.
That's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents about it. Because I'm like, if
No,
you want
pop
it,
off with the
ask.
advice.
Yeah. Anyway,
There's nothing wrong in asking, honestly. But it's
no.
like you said, don't ask more than once. Like, make one your limit. Like, that's it.
Yeah. But I understand the point of view, like, oh, they should just do it. But if you guys just started dating, I mean, like, it's always a little awkward of like what like we don't really it's not that you don't know each other that well, it's just kind of like new, so you're unsure.
No, yeah.
Ask. Ask, communicate, talk to each other. It's not that hard. If they spoke to each other more, half the problems would not be happening.
Oh, big
Anyway,
time. Big time. No,
sorry.
communication was fucked in this book.
Yeah, sorry, I got a little heated there.
No, but
But
you're right.
honestly, I should be a freaking marriage therapist.
Honestly, if communication happened in half of the situationships, I would have had a man by now. But it's fine. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway.
Oh, wait. See, I tried communicating in a situationship previously,
Mm-hmm.
long time ago. Okay, they didn't listen because they did not want to do it. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just like ask again. No, sweetheart. No, little Tiana. It was not because he didn't understand you. No, it's because he didn't want to do it. And you'll know. You will know.
What I think
Anyway,
is funny,
fuck.
yours chose not to listen. Mine straight up went deaf during that conversation. It wasn't even a choice. No, he just automatically was like, "What are you saying? What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying." Meanwhile, I'm giving A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But it's fine. It's fine.
Mm. Immature guys. Negative
It's
10 out
giving
of 10
boy.
experience.
It's giving
See,
child.
there's something
Anyway.
about immaturity that literally pisses me off more than we could have a whole 10 episodes about this because the stories I can spill on here,
Oh
but
no, literally.
we're
How
not
about
gonna do
this?
that.
Let's give this as an incentive for you guys to start following the podcast, following Instagram. More followers we get, the more crazy stories we'll tell. How about that? Because we have some stories, okay? We need more followers here because we can't be just giving this information out to like a couple people. Love y'all.
Yeah.
But like spread the word. Tell people about the podcast. Get people invested. Let's all give advice to each other because like I said, we're in the trenches. Okay? Tiana here is a veteran. Okay? She's out here. She's out the trenches. She's not down with us, but she's a supporter. Okay? She's an ally to us.
I have 2 purple hearts, honey. 2.
No, literally. See,
No.
I myself am with you guys. I'm in the trenches. I'm here. Let's give advice to each other. You know, spread the word. Let's make this a community.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Listen, we've all been in a toxic situationship before. Even relationship. We've all been there.
Situationship, relationship, friendships.
We've been through it.
Yes, we have.
So we're gonna tell you what not to do.
And we have some good advice too. We have a variety to choose from.
It's a little variety, honey. It's a buffet. It's a whole buffet.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll just hear the trauma dumping sooner or later. Like it'll come. One of these books is just really gonna set us off. But it's fine.
Yeah. 1,000 followers on the gram. And
We'll tell the whole life story.
Yeah, we'll spill the tea, and the tea's piping, piping hot. So, you know,
No,
you
literally.
girlies know what to do. You know what to do.
Hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell everyone, tell your dogs. Okay, we want dog followers. We love dogs here. Tell your cats. We're cat people.
We'll get Peach and Darcy on the next one.
No, literally, those dude, Darcy herself, she's in a situationship right now. She's got stories to tell. Yeah, she got 2 boyfriends, both of them next door, same
See?
house.
Oh, she's fucking with brothers.
No, literally, and it, like in front of each other, but like we don't talk about it.
Yeah, no, Peach is in an enemies to lovers situation.
Oh, period.
He yells at the man across the road.
Oh, period. No, Darcy just sticks to the ones next door, but she's just homie hopping at this point.
Period, Darcy.
But anyway, but we'll get more into their situationships when you guys follow. Okay, follow along to hear about the craziness of mother-daughter craziness. Okay, these dogs learn from us, obviously. But yeah, so are you ready to wrap up, or is there anything else you want to hit on?
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Well, this concludes episode 4, I believe.
Yeah, episode 4.
Episode 4 of our podcast, The Beautiful and Damned. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. And like I said before, make sure to follow, subscribe, all the social medias, everything. Just come along for this journey. We're fun. We talk about stuff. We got knowledge. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.